So I want to start by having one of you share something that's difficult between you. And I mean, whatever, pick an issue. You pick an issue, and we're just going to take one issue at a time. Something that's come up between you that's created some difficulty or tension. And the secret here is in how you listen. And so what we're going to do is one person is going to speak, and then I'm going to reflect back emotions, affect labeling. And then the other person who is the listener is going to copy me. And we'll do this one round each way, and then we'll stop and assess what you experienced and see how it goes. Okay? So who wants to go first?
Can you go first?
Like I share something different?
It's very interesting, Mars. In my prison work, whenever an inmate volunteers somebody else, the person who did the volunteering is the person who goes first. And we stop that behavior right away.
Yeah, I think I normally would. I think there's something for me around landing in such a different dynamic with you that I need a little bit of time to adjust, and it feels less vulnerable for me to listen first. And my things with, that's the only reason.
That's
normally
okay. Michelle, if you're comfortable going first, go ahead. And you get to, that means you get to pick the thing we're going to listen about. Pick the thing that's bugging you the most.
I think the thing that hurts the most is like how much I want to be able to be in connection and to reconnect, and then to perceive that like whatever I'm trying is like not working, and that like there's like
so you're really frustrated that you can't connect or reconnect, and you're sad because you're seeking that connection, and no matter how you reach for it, it's having a difficult time achieving it.
Yeah, the sadness part is more present.
Sometimes you feel pretty deep grief around it.
Yeah, I've been feeling it pretty much every day.
Yeah. And what's frustrating for you is the inability to create that connection, because when you're not connected, you're feeling abandoned and unloved.
On some level, yeah, I guess like the word that lands more than frustrated is hopeless.
You feel despair and hopelessness,
Mm-hmm.
and there's upset associated with this too, distress.
Mm-hmm.
What else?
Loneliness.
So you're feeling lonely and abandoned?
Yeah. Yeah. I'm scared.
And scared and anxious and worried. And you don't feel appreciated sometimes, or supported or heard.
Mm-hmm.
And that's upsetting.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
What else?
You got it.
Okay, good. Mars, do what I did. So you're gonna say Michelle. Just follow my words. Michelle, you're feeling frustrated.
Michelle, you're feeling frustrated.
And you feel like you've lost connection.
And you feel like you've lost connection.
And it's really upsetting and distressing to you.
And it's really upsetting and distressing to you.
And you feel sadness and a lot of grief.
And you feel sadness and a lot of grief.
And you feel abandoned and unloved.
And you feel abandoned and unloved. What happens?
You don't feel appreciated or supported.
You don't feel appreciated or supported.
And it makes you really unhappy
And it makes you really unhappy.
to the point that you feel hopelessness and despair.
To the point where you feel hopelessness and despair.
Mhm.
And ask her anything else.
Okay, is there anything else?
Just sit with it. Sit with it.
Mm.
Anything else?
Yeah, I just feel scared and lonely in those moments.
Those Mars say you're feeling really sad and lonely.
You feel scared and lonely in those moments.
Mhm. Yeah. Mhm.
And you feel unloved.
Mhm.
And there are times when you feel unlovable too.
Mhm. Mhm.
And you feel unloved.
Mhm. Mhm. Yeah. Mhm.
Anything else?
That's the crux of it.
Okay, good. So are you ready to listen to Mars? Can you give that?
Mhm.
Okay, Mars,
Mm.
same drill. You tell us what's going on with you. I'll listen and reflect, and then Michelle will follow me.
Mhm. I think what I find most upsetting is that like so many of her behaviors and actions land as hurtful to me.
So you feel hurt
Uh-huh. Yeah, massively.
and you don't feel appreciated or supported,
Definitely not.
and you don't feel heard.
Yeah.
And there are times when you're feeling ignored.
Not really ignored. It's more like dehumanized. Like my needs are ignored and she's just like pushing on me to get what she wants without regard for what's going on for me or how what she's doing is landing.
So you feel like dehumanized, and you feel like your needs are often ignored,
Mhm.
and you definitely don't feel supported or appreciated.
Yeah.
And it's distressing and upsetting and
Uh-huh.
hurtful.
Mhm.
And you feel immense loneliness.
In some way, like the predominant flavor for me is anger because I just like don't want this in my life anymore.
So you get really frustrated and angry.
Uh-huh.
Kind of pisses you off
Mhm.
because you're looking for a calm, loving relationship that is not
Yeah.
manifested. It hasn't manifested, and it makes you really unhappy.
Yeah.
Okay. Anything else?
It's like she doesn't even have to say anything. It's just like where she's at vibrationally a lot of the time feels really hard on my system. Like it's hard to be around.
So you're picking up on a lot of energetic, nonverbal stuff that makes it difficult to be you. It's like
Yeah.
you're walking on eggshells.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
And so you're constantly don't know what to expect next. And so you move into a kind of a fight or flight place where
Totally.
you're holding your breath, not knowing what's going to happen next.
Mm-hmm.
And that produces a lot of anxiety and uncertainty and worry and discomfort and distress.
Yeah. Yeah. I feel like almost constantly unsafe.
Okay. So you're feeling really unsafe, emotionally unsafe.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Anything else?
Yeah. The way that she attempts to like, there's this dance that happens that in my movie and my perspective, like I'm being me, something comes up for her or is already brewing in her that I'm not privy to. Then she does something, I get upset, I start to pull away because it's pushing me away in my perspective. And then she like pushes on me harder, and that feels even more abrasive. So I pull away even more, and then she pushes even harder in even more painful ways. And so there's like nothing I can do. And so I feel extremely trapped and helpless.
So you're feeling trapped and helpless because when you start feeling the anxiety and the lack of connection to protect yourself, you pull away. And as you pull away, she comes at you with more intensity, which causes you get into this vicious cycle where you pull away even more and she pushes even harder because you're trying to protect yourself and find a place of safety.
Yeah.
Okay. Anything else?
I mean, I could kind of go on for days. Like I'm really experiencing a ton of hurt and upset about what's unfolding between us.
Yeah. So
there is honestly more, but
right. But basically you're feeling really hurt and upset. And your hope for a deep, loving, intimate connection and a relationship is frustrated. And you're getting exactly the opposite of what you're trying to seek. And you're feeling a little lost. And like Michelle, feel a little hopeless because you just don't know how to get what you think to where you could be with Michelle. And it's
well, at this point we've agreed we're in the last, last 10, 12 days of our relationship. But all I want is to just like be peaceful, have a good time, give her the experience that she needs in order to be complete with our connection so that we can move on.
Okay.
And not to have my life and health destroyed by interacting with her for more than one day in a row.
Right. So you're looking for a relationship, the remaining time with Michelle, to be peaceful and
like aligned or beautiful. Doesn't need to be
comfortable and safe.
Yeah.
All right. Michelle, why don't you try reflecting back? I'll help you. Start off with Mars. You're feeling really hurt. You're really hurt.
Mars, you're really hurt.
Mm-hmm.
And you feel you're angry.
You're angry.
And because you feel emotionally unsafe.
Because you feel emotionally unsafe.
And you are distressed and upset.
Distressed and upset.
And you feel like you're constantly playing defense.
You feel like you're constantly on the defense.
Because you can't predict what's going to happen in the relationship.
So you can't predict what's going to happen in the relationship.
And you don't feel appreciated and supported.
You don't feel appreciated or supported.
Mm-hmm. And there are times when you feel like you're being completely ignored or your needs are being ignored.
Times when you feel like your needs are being ignored.
And you try to withdraw and you can't.
You try to withdraw You can't.
So you never feel safe.
So you never feel safe.
And that causes a lot of distress and upset.
Causes a lot of distress and upset.
And anything else?
Is there anything else?
I mean, the big thing is like, yeah, I want to show my love to you.
You want to show your love to me.
Yeah. I want to have a loving connection with you.
Mm. You want to have a loving connection.
Mm-hmm.
You feel trapped and helpless.
Yeah. If I didn't like love you deeply, I would just go
Mm.
in the midst of this much distress.
Mm. So you love me deeply, even though you're in a lot of distress.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Thanks for listening.
Mm.